Macon's first homicide of 2021 may not be a homicide after all, and the man initially charged with murdering Brenda Settles apparently will not be prosecuted on murder charges. Ashlyn Webb has been following the story. Ashlyn joins us live in studio with more on why the DA's office says they could not charge Anthony Walker with murder. Ashlyn.
Yes, Frank, Anthony Walker spent 251 days in the Bibb County jail on a murder charge. But on Friday, the district attorney's office says they're dropping the charge. Assistant District Attorney Greg Winters dismissed the charge, claiming lack of prosecutorial merit. But why? The GBI medical examiner's report, which we've obtained, sums it up. On the evening of January 2nd, Anthony Walker called 911, saying he found 40-year-old Brenda Settles dead in an Andrea Drive home. Bibb County Sheriff's Office investigated the death as a homicide. An incident report showed that the couple had a history of domestic violence. For months, investigators have not released Settles' cause of death, until now. The GBI medical examiner's report on Brenda Settles' autopsy lists at least 3 pages of injuries, including scrapes, bruises, and bleeding to her head, neck, shoulders, arms, and legs. The examiner reported Settles clearly suffered from blunt force trauma, but the report says none of those injuries appear to be fatal. It says Settles also had methamphetamine in her system, 0.70 milligrams per liter. The GBI concluded her cause of death was a meth overdose combined with generalized blunt force trauma, but the manner of death, how she died, was undetermined. District Attorney Anita Reynolds Howard said on Friday that's why her office dropped the murder charge against Walker.
The evidence will not support a conviction of murder.
But them drugs did not cause her to look like she did.
Linda and Gerald Settles, Brenda's parents, say they still believe she was murdered. They described the injuries to her body and how they chose to close her casket.
The left side of her face and her eye was caved in. They tried to fix it the best they could. We closed it because we didn't want the rest of the family seeing what we were looking at.
Walker's attorney, Travis Griffin, says Walker has always denied killing her.
Mr. Walker has always maintained that he found her in the shower, started giving her CPR. He's the one who called 911.
That investigator told us when he seen Brenda and stood there and locked up Anthony Walker and put the cuffs on him, he said the only way that woman could have slipped in the shower and got the signs on her that she would have had to fail 3 stories.
Although that murder charge was dropped, Anthony Walker remains in the Bibb County jail charged with possessing a firearm as a convicted felon. His bond is set at over $180,000. Sheriff David Davis told 13 WMAZ he is confident in his investigators that they were already ready to go to trial with this case and that he believed it would have ended in a conviction. Frank, back to you.
All right, thank you, Ashlyn. As we reported earlier this year, Walker and Settles had a history of domestic violence. According to a Bibb County incident report from September of 2020, Settles told deputies that Walker beat her and she had bruises on her arms and chest and a mark above her right eye. The report says he was not arrested at that time for assault because deputies were trying to get a battery warrant. Sheriff David Davis says in November of 2020, Walker was charged with criminal trespass and battery.